Welcome everybody to the Sports Culture, all things sports. It's Jay Banfo, and we gotta talk about Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, and Shedeur Sanders. But before we get into that, like, comment, share, subscribe, and thanks for your support. So, Coach Prime Deion Sanders is back in the media cycle, and once again, he's doing what he does best, protecting his kids. So, Coach Prime made an appearance on a podcast called The Barbershop with Garrett Bush. First of all, salute to G. Bush on getting that interview with Coach Prime. They talked about a variety of things and it was quite entertaining. But I did have an issue with one thing Coach Prime said in regards to his son, Shedeur Sanders.
What he went through.
Right.
Now that he's gone through that and you've had an opportunity a few times to check in, go back home, congratulations on getting his degree. What have you seen that has shown him going through the fire and some of the things that he's built that relationship with God and really building his as his own man of God?
Maturity. When he take off his shirt, I see the scars on his back. That he's been through hell, but he's made it through hell. See, a lot of people stop in the middle when they're walking through it. He kept going. And he matured, not like he was a child, but matured spiritually. Well, understand you can't force this. If it ain't your time, it ain't your time. Just sit back, prepare yourself, get ready. I can remember telling him at the beginning of the season, I said, by the time you play, and he could tell you this, man, by the time you play against the Raiders, you'll be starting. And I'm coming.
Coach Prime literally sat there and told the world that his son went through hell during his rookie season and pre-draft process. Now, maybe I'm overthinking that entire statement, but when someone says they went through hell and they have scars on their back, it's usually something more serious than falling in the NFL draft and not being the immediate starter his rookie season in the NFL. I could be missing something because Coach Prime wasn't specific, but if I had to guess, I'm assuming that's what he's talking about. So, first of all, I get Coach Prime is a father and his job is to always protect his children. No matter what type of fame or money you have, as a father, your job is to help and nurture your children as much as possible. And for that, I will always respect Coach Prime. But in this conversation, we're talking about the game of football. And every NFL player goes through adversity at some point in their career. So what Shedeur Sanders went through is not unique in any way, shape, or form. It was just normal professional accountability. Now, in regards to Shedeur being a fifth round drafted quarterback, I don't think people quite understand what usually happens to quarterbacks in that position. Usually, they wear a baseball cap, hold a clipboard, and run the scout team. Typically, they never see the field their rookie year because teams don't draft quarterbacks in the fifth round and expect them to be the starter right away. It's damn near impossible. So, for Shedeur to actually start 7 games in the NFL his rookie season, I wouldn't call it going through hell. Most guys drafted in that position are fighting to survive final roster cuts in August. But Shedeur was never going to get cut, and everybody knows that. It was an amazing opportunity that he was given, and in fairness, he took full advantage. Now, if you look at the numbers, he didn't have a good rookie season. He had 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, but the experience is something that was very important to his development. Now, in that same interview, Coach Prime said he wants to meet with Cleveland Browns head coach Todd Monken to discuss his son Shedeur Sanders, but not as his dad, but as his former college football head coach.
And that's how he get down, and I love it. And we know him. I was supposed to go actually next week, but I got to shoot a commercial to Cleveland to meet him because I want to meet him. Because I think it's vital that as a coach, not the dad, I could tell him a few things about wrong, how to get him going. That wasn't asked of me a year ago. I don't understand it. Like even a guy like Travis Hunter, being drafted to Jacksonville, and I've had him for the last 3. Don't you think you would want to talk to me to let me know, to ask me what gets him going and what backs him off and what, like, you would want to know that. So I anticipate, and I can't wait to have that conversation with Coach Monkey.
Once again, we all know that's a bunch of BS. You can't separate the father and coach aspect with Deion Sanders. It's the same thing. This is the NFL, and former coaches, once their player goes to the league, needs to stay out of the way. That conversation usually happens prior to the draft. NFL coaches and scouts would meet the college coaches and have those discussions. Shedeur is entering year 2, and at this point, Coach Prime getting involved in any capacity is bad for the operation. So this is the bottom line. Coach Prime Deion Sanders needs to step back and let Shedeur be an adult NFL player. By constantly injecting himself into the narrative, complaining about the draft, and demanding private sit-downs with Coach Monken, Deion isn't protecting Shedeur Sanders. He's making him look coddled, pampered, and uncomfortable in the eyes of not only the media, but his teammates. Shedeur has an opportunity to be an NFL quarterback, and hopefully his father focuses more on coaching the Colorado Buffaloes and not Shedeur. But I know my opinion is not the end all be all, so y'all let me know in the comments. Is Deion Sanders just being a good father to his son and for his career, or is he doing too much, which will hurt Shedeur in the NFL? Now, with that being said, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.